User in your channel started recording.
All right, our next question. What got you into mods?
To be honest, Direwolf 20. I started back in Minecraft in 1.2.5 in vanilla, and quickly kind of bored of the fact that vanilla at that time didn't really have much. And a friend of mine showed me some 1.4.7 came out not too long after I started, and a friend of mine kind of introduced me to mods through Direwolf 20, and I got hooked.
How long did it take to build the pack?
We are currently sitting at about 2 years I've been working on this pack. The first release for people to download was, I want to say, just a little over a year ago.
Cool. All right. Next, this question, and I will start saying your usernames, by the way. I feel bad about not doing that. This next question is from The Jays. What kickstarted your first code project / what was it?
I'm sorry, ask that question one more time.
What kickstarted your first coding project / what was it?
Actually, it was... I just wanted to kind of tinker around with Modpacks. The reason this is Tolkien 2 is simply because this is the second version. The first one was literally just a kitchen sink pack, but it kind of gave me the idea how things run. As far as direct coding, like in mods, the only real modding I do is I help with Draconic Evolution, which I know a lot of you are familiar with, but as I jokingly refer to, is I'm more of the PR and graphic artist for that pack.
This question is from DMaster. Do you prefer writing quests or writing scripts?
Oh, the quests, by far, because I really love the creative aspect of writing a story. As you can kind of see, if you've played my mod pack, you'll see that a lot of the text and stories are very, well, I like to think very well thought out, and as a number of complaints I get, if you don't read closely, you will miss something. I like to make it so that you really have to be engaged and read when you're doing quests, so I definitely enjoy that more.
Very cool. All right. This next question is from Onyx Dark Knight. What got you to play Minecraft?
My brother. He started playing the game, and we like to do a lot of games online together, and he introduced me to Minecraft, and at first I was like, there's not much to this. But as anyone that's played Minecraft knows, that's the downside. Just playing it gets you hooked, and I've been playing ever since.
Cool beans. All right. What was by far the biggest challenge in the mod pack, or the mod? I'm not sure which one they're asking exactly.
Well, to be honest, it was trying to get HQM CustomNPCs to work together, because they don't directly link. So it was trying to get the triggers I needed to show up in the HQM book, so that people didn't get too far off the mark between HQM and CustomNPCs, and then trying to kind of coordinate the two of them together so that everything worked as seamlessly as possible.
Interesting. Held Player says, what is your favorite part of the pack?
The building. I as you can tell with the number of areas that have been added and just the starting area, I like to build. Not all of it is by hand, and I do openly admit that there is, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. If somebody has built something that is phenomenal, I would rather use that and incorporate it. But that in itself has its own challenges, because you're having to terraform and use all the various tools like MC Edit and World Edit, and now I'm starting to learn how to use World Painter.
Bashful Giant asks, are there any future packs in the works?
I can neither confirm nor deny the existence or non-existence of said possible other pack.
Awesome. Chloriac says, how excited are you to be part of this charity event? What are you most looking forward to?
I'm actually extremely excited. The fact that I was invited in the first place, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love what I'm doing, I love the pack. I do this because I enjoy doing it. The fact that it's gotten as popular as it has just blown my mind, and then to get invited to participate in this charity event, because I've watched in the past several streams and videos for Child's Play charity. So to be a part of that as an active participant is just, it's mind-blowing for me.
Next question is, and this was kind of already answered, but I believe this person is newer. Have you made any mods yourself, or really only written the quest book and the pack?
The mod pack is pretty much my biggest thing that I've done. I have helped with quite a bit with Draconic Evolution. JavaScripting is not my thing. I can do a lot of other stuff, but that scripting just, I look at it and I'm a deer in the headlights.
Have you done, Onyx Dark Knight asks, have you done any charity streams, or have you donated to a charity before?
Donating to charities, yes, but doing a charity stream or anything like BlockJam, no, this is my first time.
What is your favorite themed mod pack that you didn't make?
Believe it or not, it's Direwolf 20. That was the one that I started in when I started playing modded Minecraft, and the combination of mods he does, I enjoy that the most. Second to that would be FTB Infinity. I'm actually on that private whitelisted server for that, but I do enjoy the Infinity mod pack as well.
Joshua Gaming Oss asks, what is your love with Draconic Evolution?
User in your channel is recording.
I don't know how to interpret that question.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I mean, the Draconic Evolution is actually a mod that was started originally intended to be just for my mod pack. But as it grew and had more items added, Brandon and I decided that it was better off just having it released to the public. And matter of fact, most of his mods currently that he does have available are born from what I needed in my mod pack. Because I'm one of those that there's a lot of extraordinary mods out there, but in some cases there may only be one or two items I want from that particular mod. And rather than add the whole thing, I just asked Brandon to put something in that has the same function, and that's how Draconic Evolution was born, and I've just enjoyed it ever since.
The Aline asks, how much time a day or week do you spend on modding and making the pack?
It varies. In most cases, on my work days, maybe only an hour or two. My weekends, because I'm fortunate enough to have a 4-day work week, so the other 3 days, depending on whether it's a update cycle for the mods, I may put in a week anywhere between 20 to 40 hours every week.
The Jays asks, do you use pseudocode for ideas or just crack on with it?
I just pretty much crack on with it.
Cricket asks, what do you do other than Minecraft? A very good question.
Well, I guess the first question is, there's something outside of Minecraft? But no, seriously, I like playing Skyrim now that I own a copy. I also play just kind of, my biggest thing is role-playing games and strategy simulation, like SimCity or Civilization, so I'll play those kind of games as well.
User in your channel is recording.
If you could add one feature to any mod, what would it be?
Right now, off the top of my head, I honestly don't have any ideas, because every time I've had something I wanted added, Brandon has done that for me, either through Draconic Evolution or the Tolkien Tweaks mod that's in the pack.
Did you start with Minecraft modding or another game?
Well, you mean like as far as modding itself, or just playing Minecraft in modded? Because if it's the latter, then I actually started with vanilla Minecraft and then moved into the modded Minecraft.
I'm going to interpret that question as mods in general.
Mods in general, the thing is I don't do a lot of the coding. So, I mean, if playing the mods, if a game had a mod to it in the past when I was playing them, I've probably tried it.
User in your channel is recording.
Lance Strider asks, what other HQM pack do you like?
Believe it or not, the Agrarian Skies packs, I really like how they set up HQM. You can tell that they've taken some time putting them together. But for overall story, Gideon Seymour from STB had done... forgive me, I had a brain fart there. But his mod packs that he did, the original one, and then he came up with the vampire one. I really like the time he took to put in Running Red, thank you. The time he put into the HQM storyline and really turned HQM from being a tutorial book into an actual storyline.
Alright, next. What is your favorite mod for a game not Minecraft? Asks Titan Duck.
Well, Skyrim actually has quite a few mods, and there's actually a group of them. I've also played Shadowrun through Steam, and it has a lot of mods that help with the player data carrying over between scenes, so you don't have to start over from scratch. And a couple of the mods that I've seen for Shadowrun that I've used have also added completely new areas to expand that world that you're playing in that one. And that's, I think, mods in general, it's not so much the cosmetics that I like in games other than Minecraft. It is, can they expand the content that you can play? And that's what I enjoy most.
The Jays asks, what are your thoughts on Minecraft for Windows 10 and HoloLens?
User left your channel.
Well, the HoloLens itself, I'm actually excited to see. I mean, that's a real step towards virtual, an effective step towards virtual reality, which I know a lot of people are excited about. As far as Minecraft for Windows 10, it's kind of mixed. I haven't moved to Windows 10 yet. I have the little icon constantly glaring me in the face to do it, but I don't plan to anytime soon. But the idea of having Minecraft written in a language other than Java, from a player perspective, that's only going to improve the experience. The problem is how many players are going to be, or how many of the current modders that are out there are going to be able to move to, say, C++ and mod Minecraft in that version.
Alright, the Onyx Dark Knight asks, what is your reaction when you heard that Mojang was bought by Microsoft?
Excited. And I'll be honest, because I have been a PC user for the PC Master Race forever. I've been using PCs and Windows since a long time ago. And yeah, Microsoft has some issues, but I've always been a fan of Microsoft. They may not always get it right, but when they do, they get it real right.
User in your channel is recording.
Alright, next question. Do you prefer technical mods or magical mods? Why?
It's actually an equal split. And it's because they each bring their own mechanic. I mean, you take something for like Thaumcraft, for example. One of the best magic mods that I've played, and very in-depth. And, as my name, GreatOrator, isn't because of the great speaker. It's actually a name that I came up with because I was trying to do something different to be for a wizard. And most wizards, in order to be able to do their craft, have to be able to speak properly. And that's why. But I like the mechanics for magic and the concept of nature. But on the flip side, with technology, I like some of the stuff that's come out. Especially if you're gonna, let's be honest, I love AE. Applied Energistics is one of the best storage mods, but it is still one block does everything. I do like the idea of taking a mod like, say, Thermal Expansion with all its little add-ons and coming up with some grand machine to do everything for me. So it's kind of split. I honestly like both about equal.
All right. The next question is from Joshua Gaming Os. The next question is from the Eline. Any favorite games outside of Minecraft? I think that one was already asked, but we will kind of quickly go over it again if you like.
No, that's fine. Outside of Minecraft, again, it's the standards. I do like Skyrim now that they own it. But I play games like Lego Lord of the Rings. I've got a Wii U, and I had a Wii up until the upgrade, and I liked Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. I play a variety of different games. I mean, even do the Nintendo eSports. It's just, whatever I happen to be in the mood for.
All right. Next we have Joshua Gaming Australia asking one simple question. Windows versus Linux.
User left your channel.
See, they ask this where I work all the time because I work in a technical field, and I actually prefer Windows because I'm a GUI guy. I started out in a time where they didn't have the Windows interface or the GUI. Everything was command line, and I did all right at it. But you give me a good, well thought out, well put together GUI, and I would much rather use that than Linux. Sorry, Linux fans, but I would much rather go with Windows. And no, I will not use Apple.
Held Player asks, what are your general thoughts on 1.8 for packs or modding in general?
Well, pretty much the same, I think, most people. 1.8, I think, had the potential to kill the modding scene. I do know that there's some mods that have updated. But if you've noticed, there's not a lot of the really large ones, just because of, and this is just from what I understand from third person, talking to some of the people that do mod dev. The way that they rewrote the code for doing models and everything just did not make it anything worth going to. I think what you're going to probably see at this point is the mass exodus, can't speak for a second there, is going to be to 1.9 once it's ready to go.
Wonderful. Bashful Giant asks, if you had any tips for people starting making a pack, what would they be?
Come up with a really good idea. One of the things, besides being, the mod or the pack dev for Tolkiencraft, is I'm also part of the third-party pack team for FTB. And please, no more kitchen sink packs. Nowadays, with 1.7, everybody can just throw 80, 100, 200 mods together and call it a pack. That is not a pack anymore. There is no more work to do because block IDs are all done automatically. So if you're going to start with a pack, start with a story. Come up with an idea and then build from that. You don't necessarily have to use HQM or CustomNPCs. You have the lore mod that can do that. There's a mod that does achievements. However you want to direct and guide the story, give it a purpose for your pack. Just because you can put together a pack of 150 mods, everybody's using the same mods anymore. So you've got to do something that really sets yourself apart from the literal thousands of packs that are now being done.
All right. Next, we have Onyx the Dark Knight asking, what would you like to see in 1.9?
Better rendering. Better FPS. Considering that a lot of mods are going to jump 1.8 to go to 1.9, I realize there's going to be some lag time where they have to rewrite the mods to work in 1.9, but once that work's done, what I would really like to see is somebody take full advantage of what at least they're announcing for the way that they're handling models. At the very least, what everybody's seeing is the dual wielding, but I understand from seeing the tweets that they're looking at even more to be done with the NPCs and the mobs for how that's going to be modeled. But they're also, I want to see something new. Everybody kind of starts putting the same items into their mods, and the ones that I like the most are the ones that really have something unique to them. I've got block A that's similar to 6 other mods. That's not as much. I would like to see in 1.9 people coming in with brand new ideas that hasn't been done before.
Okay, I'm going to skip down. I'm sorry. I'm skipping over some either scandalous questions or questions that are not have been already answered. We're going to go down to Onyx Dark Knight's question, console or PC?
PC Master Race. I love my console, but I have been a computer guy since... Well, this is going to date myself, but my first computer was a TI-99 4A. If you don't know what it is, don't worry about it. Those that do, you'll get an idea just how long I've been around.
All right. Landstrider asks, would you ever consider making a sci-fi or strictly tech-based pack?
User left your channel.
Again, I can neither confirm nor deny the existence or non-existence of any potential pack or not pack that I may or may not be making.
Our next question is from Joshua Gaming Australia. What do you think of the new 1.9 end?
I'm actually kind of excited to see that. The idea of the end being more than just one giant glob of stone with some obsidian pillars, and actually putting off either other islands or dungeons, and the rewrite of the Ender Dragon, because I have actually played Xbox Minecraft, and I did notice that the Ender Dragon seemed to be a little bit more intelligent. So the idea that they're going to bring some of that and expand on the end it's great. That's probably one of the areas that they really needed to add some more to.
All right. One of the final questions is from So Idiot. What console do you play, and what games do you play on that? I think you touched on this, but...
Yeah, currently I have a Wii U. And I'll tell you the reason I had... everybody's Wii U doesn't have many games. They don't. But I actually did it for the Virtual Console. Anybody that's done some of those ROMs and the emulators that are out there to play older games, that's my biggest draw for the Wii U. But aside from the Virtual Console, I like most of the Legend of Zelda series games. Currently on the Wii U, I've been playing... I have the Lego Lord of the Rings game on my Wii U, and I've been kind of putzing around with that. When I had the regular Wii, I was playing Twilight Princess. I really enjoyed the way that was set up. And you'll see that the recurring theme is I do tend to play the role-playing games, which is also a lot of what dictates which next console I go, though Nintendo is my favorite console manufacturer.
All right, the next question is from Onyx Dark Knight. And yes, Onyx, I'm about to make fun of you. Why did you pick the username GreatOrator? He spelled it wrong. He means Great Orator.
Yeah. I figured as much. GreatOrator. So, my two favorite things outside of computers and video games are fantasy fiction. Lord of the Rings, Tolkien's books. But particularly, I love dragons and wizards. And when I was trying to come up with a new username, I wanted something, to me, that meant magic and wizardry, but without saying the exact same thing. So I decided on Great because a great wizard, and Orator because in most fantasy fiction, wizards have to be very verbal because they're going to be saying what they need to cast the spell. So I didn't want to just great speaker, that was boring, so I went with orator, so that it was just a fancier way of saying great speaker. But it basically is there to represent my love of magic more than the ability to speak to people.
Wonderful. And we're going to say this is going to be the final question for the Great Orator Q&A. Have you played any of the Material Energy Packs?
I did. I played the first one that came out. Very unusual. And I've actually didn't get very far because I'm one of those, and this reflected in my pack, is I like the guidance. I like having, this is what you need to do, what you need to, or where you need to go. But at one point, I want to just kind of go off, do my own thing before going back. I want to be able to do both. So, I didn't really play it much. I have more fun in the case of the Material Energy Packs watching other people play than playing them myself, only because of that linear progression. It's the same reason there's some RPGs out there on console and computer I don't play, because they tell me that I have to go one direction and I can't go anywhere else.
All right, and the final question. No, we are no longer accepting any more questions. In fact, I would appreciate it if you would do /stop panel, one word, so that we will no longer be accepting questions. But the final question is from Titan Duck. Being semi-known, do you get starstruck when you get to play among the stars of Minecraft?
Absolutely, and a lot of that is because I don't really consider myself to be on their level. So any chance that, the fact like today, finding out that Direwolf was going to be in the same location as I am, and that technically I am being listed at the same level, Cloud9 wouldn't be high enough. I mean, to me, it is a really, really big deal. Because how often do you get to be one-on-one with the same people that, in many cases, you're either watching their content on YouTube or you're using the mods. I mean, personally, there's a lot of mod devs out there that are, to me, just as much of a celebrity as Direwolf because of how much I love their packs, or their mods.
All right. Then without any further ado, guys, thank you all for attending. I have to go get ready for the next panel. Great Orator, thank you so much for speaking with us. Feel free, in about a half hour, we have the panel with Calclavia. Feel free to come back then. In the meantime, I'll see y'all then.
Thank you, everyone, for coming, and it was a pleasure to be here.
User left your channel.